Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I have an update for the project Level Up. This was created by Sophie Alexandra. I will have her channel linked down below. She created this amazing eyeshadow project to get more use out of our palettes and also to hit more pans in our palettes. So each level that you are at corresponds with how many pans you need to hit in each palette and also how many uses each shade gets from you. I worded that so weird. But so level 1, you have to reach each shade one time and also hit one pan. Level 2, you have to reach for each shade twice and hit 2 pans, etc. A lot of panners that I watch go up to level 5 and reset. Last update, I said that I would reset after level 3, and I actually rolled in my level 1 palette. I have been working on ColourPop Meant to Be, and this was just perfect to roll in the beginning of the year, to work on in February and March. Of course, a lot of people I see create green looks in March, so this was perfect in my eyes. Before I get into my update, if you enjoy panning content or, I do random get ready with me sometimes, subscribe before you leave and give this video a thumbs up. Okay, if it looks a little different, it's actually like half an hour after I filmed this whole video and I was going through photos to add into this video and I realized that I did not share my level 3 update. Last video in this series, I was working on my Aether Beauty Rose Quartz palette and my goal was to hit 3 pans. I had only hit 2 out of the 3 pans, but I ended up rolling in my level 1 palette anyway to start working on it. And I didn't even update you guys. So I still had one shade left and it is the shade Universe. I'll throw up a picture of what it looked like last update. I had only used it 5 times and I ended up using it 10 more times to hit pan. So this is what it's looking like now. You can definitely see that pan. And I don't know if you remember what this pan looked like, but it was so teeny tiny last update. And I did end up using it 1 or 2 more times just to expand the pan a little. So it was like a pan, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys. I did hit 3 out of my 3 pans. I reached my goal and it took me 15 total uses for this shade. I didn't use any of the other shades. So yeah, back to the update on my level 1 palette. I'm going to put a picture up of this palette when I rolled it in. It was brand new and I had not even played with it. I hadn't swatched it. I just had no idea what these shadows look like, and I'm happy to report that it's amazing. I love this palette. Yes, I am wearing it on my eyes today. And I'm going to go through each shade, pop a graphic on with the number of uses I have on each shade, and we'll just talk through it. Actually, before I do that, I will show you what it looks like because I am just way too excited. This is what the palette is looking like now. As you could probably tell what shade I was focusing on to hit my 1 pan, and hopefully you can tell that I did reach that goal. I hit pan today, so I had to film this video. I will just throw up, no, how do I want to do this? Let me do the numbers first, usage and everything, and then I will throw up pictures of the looks that I created. So I keep track of my usage on my spreadsheet. So let's get into it. The first shade in the palette, I use twice. The second shade I use 3 times. The third shade, the one that I hit pan on, I use 17 times, and that did include using it on my nails, so I will explain that in a little bit. The second row, first shade, I used 3 times. The second row, second shade, I used twice. The third row, or the second row, third shade, I used once. The third row, first shade, I used once. The middle shade in that row, I used once. And then the very last shade in this palette, I've used twice. So I did meet my goal on hitting every single shade one time and reaching pan on one shade. So I had so much fun working on this palette. The first look that I created was gorgeous. It was my first introduction to this palette, and it was a beautiful like pastel minty green, something that I would expect from this palette for sure. Then I did this look, which was equally beautiful. I mean, I loved all of the looks. I don't remember if I did 3 or 4. I don't remember if this is like my 3rd or 4th look with this palette exclusively, but the look that I have on today is I have this shade all over my lid and lower lash line. Then I have this in my outer corner. I topped the lid with this shade, and then of course I hit pan by putting this shade in the center of my lid, but also in my inner corner. And I use a very precise brush for my inner corner, which I'm sure is why I have such like a deep, like a small hole. But like I said, I also use this on my nails. And I adopted my usage count from Sophie Alexandra, the creator of this project. She counts a full manicure using nail polish as 5 uses, because you would count an eye look as 1 use, so that's 2 eyes. So 2 fingers is 1 use. I hope that makes sense. So if you do all 5 fingers, that's 5 pairs, so that is 5 uses. I hope I did that justice. I will leave the video down below where Sophie talks about how she counts her uses. I think it was in her deck of panning update in February. I don't remember, but I will leave the specific video down in my description box. It is time. Oh, I used the I'm all over the place. I'm just so excited. So this shade that I hit pan on, I used it in my inner corner like majority of the time, but I did really love putting it like in the center of my lid. I love pairing it with some of the purples that I'm panning and pan those eyeshadows. I just think this palette was such a good pairing. You know, blue and purple just looks, green and purple look so nice together. Yeah, you can't even see that when I hold it like that. So yeah, I'm just really happy that I met my goal so quickly, like relatively quickly. I think I rolled this in, was it January or February? I think it was January. So roughly 2 months for me to hit this, which I know a lot of people hit goals faster than that, but I'm proud of myself. In past updates, I've had my iPad with the app Tiny Decisions, and I just have it randomly select a palette, because I have every single one of my palettes in that. My iPad is dead. I really wanted to film this update. So I also have all of my palettes listed out in my eyeshadow inventory, and I have them numbered. So I currently have, I think it's 55. Let me see. Yes, I have 55 eyeshadow palettes in my collection, so I am going to screen record randomly selecting a palette from the website random.org. So I'm going to change this 1 through 55. Hopefully I generate a palette that I'm not already working on in a project. If I do, I will just re-roll, but let's pick number 2. So let's scroll all the way to the top. Hopefully this is not dizzy. Alter Ego Coastal Palette. This is in a project, actually. This is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. I know that it's not really like hitting pans. I am working on one shade to hit pan. I'm gonna re-roll. I hope that's okay with you guys. I have had that palette in 2 projects already this update, or this year. So I just want to give love to another palette. So number 1, my Ace Beauté Violet Sage palette. I have not used this palette. That scares me, but it is gorgeous. I have no idea how long it will take me to hit pan. Okay, if you're wondering, looking at my spreadsheet, so I have the second column is where I like 1, 2, 3, 4, but the very first column, column A, if you can see, like I have a blue box with a Y in it. That means that I have created a look with that palette this year. So I'm trying to keep track of each palette, and I want to create a look with each of my palettes this year. And then if you go down and you see Alter Ego Midsummer, that is in a project, so I have a yellow square next to it, but I have not created a look yet. So when I create a look, I will change it to blue and put a Y. So if you were just curious about that, but I'm gonna go get my Ace Beauté Violet Sage palette and we will look at it together. Okay, I'm back and I have my palette here. I can already tell I'm gonna have so much fun with this. I actually bought this secondhand because I was just seeing it everywhere and I was like, FOMO, you know, fear of missing out. And I just love the color story. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And the shades are all like flowers, which I just love flowers, you know, trying to justify my purchase, of course. But like I said, I have not used these shades yet. So they are all new. Looks like I swatched Umber and Hydrangea. You can see maybe, but yeah, ooh, let me know if you've ever panned, what is this, Ace Beauté. I feel like they're gonna be hard. I don't know why. So I might focus on, you know, the shimmers. I have no idea how deep these are, but the packaging seems pretty deep. I will put swatches on the screen. They probably won't be my swatches. They'll probably be from the brand. I will put credit where credit is due. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be able to create so many beautiful spring and summer looks with this. And I'm scared, but I'm excited as well. So that is my level 2 palette. I have to hit 2 pans and use each shade twice. Using each shade twice will be easy. It's just the hitting pans that always scares me. But if you enjoyed this update, please give it a thumbs up. Check out Sophie Alexandra. I'm sure you already know who she is. And subscribe if you're not already. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.